Hello, it's your boy, back at it again with another map review. Today, we'll be reviewing my favorite map of all time, Haunted Mansion. That's right, I said it. My favorite map of all time. Now, I know a lot of you are competitive players and you really hate this map because it really doesn't have that many doubles and it's really it's kind of survivor-sided. It's very survivor-sided. But it is still one of the best maps in the game and I want to improve it to make it the best map that it can possibly be. So today, we're going to be reviewing it in depth and fixing everything that is wrong with it. Are you ready? I don't think you're ready. Let's go. I know we're in the middle of the round, but we're going to start off the video with a little bit talking about how, there's a couple of main things that I hate about this map that can be fixed in general. So, number one, there's a lot of things that, like this, are like RNG, whether you can climb them or not. Most of these things you should make climbable. Like this thing. This railing here, you should make climbable. This cart here, you should make climbable. Because then you can run from here and climb up onto the railing. This wouldn't matter as much if this was climbable 100% of the time, but still. And a lot of windows should also be climbable into. Like this window, like I'll say later, should also be climbable. This countertop here should be climbable as well, as I'll say later. So yeah, there's lots of stuff that should be climbable that actually isn't climbable in this map. So that's one thing you could definitely fix. Another thing you could fix is the barriers in this map. The barriers in I looked at Studio and there's about like 300 barriers, I swear, like all around the map, which is so annoying. If you got rid of like all of them, it wouldn't even change the map that much. Obviously, some you have to make sure that people don't crawl underneath stuff or go on top of trees, like here. There's way too many barriers in this map for no reason. Like let people explore the map, you know. Let people have more places to explore. Third thing, this map is really hard to traverse through effectively as the Beast, because there's so many doors and windows everywhere. So a way you could fix that is, as I'll say later, you could open up a lot of areas, open up some windows, and also put some different routes to get to different locations. Like as I'll say later, I wanted to put a hole here, so it's way easier to get to different places in the map, because right now it's really hard to get from one corner of the map to the other corner of the map because of, obviously there's a big building in the way and there's different floors on the building, so it would just make it way easier to for the Beast if you made different escape routes or different routes in general. Also, another thing not many people talk about is there are infinitely many hiding spots in this map, which is like fine, but you have to make the map like beast-sided if you're gonna do that. Like just not like insanely beast-sided, but like more than usual, because the amount of leaf stacks that people could hide in is just annoying. And I'm not going to go around the map and smack every leaf stack. Like, you could even hide here. It's insane. Or like in a hole. You can hide it literally anywhere in the map. So you have to mitigate against that somehow. Do you guys know you could jump on this tree? Alright, first we could talk about this. One, there's a tube that can usually spawn right here. So let's say you want to put somebody in this tube, right? You gotta come all the way over here. First of all, how are you gonna camp? Like, you can stand right here, right? But then, if somebody wants to save, they can always come from the door, the vent, or this door over here. And what are you gonna do? Obviously, it's worse if they come from here, but if they come from the vent or the door, there's nothing you could do. If you camp from this side, you have to stand far enough away to where they can just jump through the window or the door to save through the tube. Also, this tube has no computers that you can camp at the same time while you're camping the survivor in the tube. This vent is also like very abusable. I've seen people just like with these doors shut, they just stand here all game because you could just loop the window in the vent, like from the outside. That's why I thought we should move this window a little bit, like move the window over here and make it climbable. That way you can't abuse the vent and the window at the same time. And I also thought we should move this tube to somewhere else I forgot where I thought we should move it to, but it should not be right here because right here it's a really bad spot. Unless you can somehow manage to open this window up, it would still be pretty bad because you can't really camp it still because there's a vent here. So no matter what, this tube is really bad. The one good thing about this room though is this window climb right here. Yes, sir. Next, I really think we should be able to go on top of this. And this is where I will introduce to you me and Ryden's new homestead changes that we have been making. I'm pretty sure this is a public map that Ryden has created, so you guys can go check it out if you want. But on that map we have gotten rid of the barrier on top of this porch and we have opened up this window. So it actually has a use, and I think it's kind of cool that you're able to go on top of this rather than having to jump in into nothing. It just makes more sense. It also balances it out a little bit more for the beast because now you can have multiple ways coming to this direction over here instead of having to go all the way around, you know? It's kind of dumb. Same with these light posts. We also took the barriers off pretty much all of the light posts because you should be able to jump on them. This barrier here is fixed so you can actually walk underneath it because again, it makes sense to just have to walk underneath the barrier. There's also this cool trick here where you can wall hop up to the top. Also a brief thought that he fixed this where you can't /E dance out of the map, but you actually can. It's like really hard to do. You have to be very precise, but you could still glitch out of the map. This bush here is good, and so is this climbable statue here. It would, like I said, if I moved if the window was moved here, then this vent would be a lot less usable, and then these would actually have a purpose of being climbable. Right now it's just kind of a cool trick that you can do in the map, but it would have a purpose if this window was moved. Also made this window climbable because if you're going to have a PC right here and a PC right here, we figured it would be good to make this window climbable so you actually have a chance of killing the survivor. Also, instead of having to double jump twice, we removed the barrier on this this railing here so you can actually just wall hop up instead of having to wait for your double jump 2 times. Whoa, no barrier on the PC. I think this PC is fine, just not as a double. Like, what are you gonna camp? You're gonna try and camp books and this at the same time? I don't think it's possible to camp this computer and another computer. That is why Ryden and I have changed a little bit on this computer. We think this barrier should be gone from right here, so you can like stand at this door, right? And we also move the PC that spawns in here to right here. So then you could stand like right here and camp both this and this PC at the same time. And also it could become more of a double with this computer in some way. Maybe if you open the window and do something else with this room. Ryden and I and Gate Man have had lots of ideas about this, but none of them have worked so far. They're not like really the best ideas for making this and this a double. So I don't know how you would make it a double, but I'm sure there is a way. It's also a cool trick here where you can zoom off this bottom pillar and wall hop on top of this cabinet to get to the PC. Also, cool little shortcut. You could jump to the balcony from right here. Very cool. Cool trick here. Can double jump on the stairs to the balcony. Also can double jump to this hole, and then you could double jump from the hole to the balcony. Really cool. This tube is actually a good tube. Like, you can camp it and camp kitchen and that room at the same time. It's pretty epic. Obviously, you have to have this open. So you could just stand right here and watch, sit at the kitchen door, watch if somebody drops in there, and have somebody in that tube. So that tube is actually really good. The problem is that this computer is like really easy to hack, jump out the window, because the beast can't. It takes forever to window climb out this window, obviously. So we actually moved like this PC around a little bit. Also to make this PC a double with the balcony PC and possibly a triple with books up there. Alright, so we basically we moved the computer to right here. We shut this window and moved it a little bit, I think. And then we opened this window. So it's easier to drop down from balcony into this room. So which makes balcony and this room actually a good double. And this tube is actually still pretty good because you can, of course, camp, kitchen, and this at the same time. Still not the greatest tube for like this PC and balcony because you have to go up and down. That's like a problem with this map is you have to go up and down constantly. But this tube is pretty good if you have kitchen and down. Also, if you just have like triples up here, then this tube will be a good free kill for you because there's no way that they're going to save if you stand right here. So it's a good tube. Kitchen, I also think, is a good computer for like kitchen and this after the changes, of course. But to make kitchen a double with conference, like I said earlier, we moved conference PC to right there. And then we moved kitchen PC like 2 studs like right here, which may not seem like it would help, but it very much does if you're camping this double, because you can just stand right here and like what are they gonna do if they go from the door, which is probably what they were gonna do, then you could just run her to them from here because the PC's far enough away. And then kitchen can also be a double used for downstairs, so booyah, it's a double, you know. It's not the greatest. We can obviously probably improve it in some way, but for right now, that's our best idea. But how it is right now is not very good. Like, you can't really camp this and this because there's a door right here and just go back and forth, you know? Are you guys ready for the coolest strat of all time? All right, this is like one of the coolest tricks ever. First of all, these things should be climbable anyway, but they're not unless you do some insane RNG stuff. But yeah. This is like the coolest strat in the whole game. So what you want to do is stand right here in this corner. You want to point your crosshair at the red can, a little bit to the left, and then you want to walk. You want to press W and D at the same time, and you'll go up the cabinet every time. Me and Ryden call this the red can strat. It's like the coolest strategy of this entire game. So yeah, if you camp in this in kitchen, you can always do this, which is pretty cool. In this version, you can't run her from this table into the window here, but in Ryden and mine's version, we move the table like 3 studs this way, so you can climb up the table and window climb into the window, which actually really helps, because let's say you're trying to like fake somebody out who's trying to hack kitchen, right? You could go from here, shut the door, and then window climb on this and kill them. It's also another strat similar to the red can strat, but it's like, it's way less consistent. If you walk to this corner of the table and you stare up at this bar on the cabinet, you press W and D, you'll also go up almost 100% of the time. It's a little bit less cool because who the heck wants to go up the countertop right here? Why would you want to do that? Also, everybody has to know about this cool trick here. Wall hopping on the trees to get up to the balcony. It's one of the most iconic tricks in any map. Alright, let's talk a little bit about balcony PC. Right now, it's kind of scary. It's not really scary though, because you could just use your camera to run away from both directions. Like, you stand right here, you angle your camera towards the window right there, or towards this area, and then if they come from that way, you see the light, and you could just run away pretty easily. So our fix for this, we moved the balcony PC to right here instead. So balcony is way scarier. If you have books and balcony, it would be the very scary double. We also moved books PC to here, and we moved the bookshelf to over here, which just makes books and balcony a little bit more of a double. Like I said earlier, we also made this window open, so it's like a triple here with balcony, books, and under balcony. But as it is right now, there's no way you can camp balcony and books at the same time. One person pushes the door, one person pushes from over there, so it is not a double. And same with here. If there was a PC here, it's like really hard to do this thing where you drop down into the window, right? You have to like use jump runner or some Nikes. It is possible from runner to here, but you're definitely gonna fail it more times than you're gonna get it. And also, even if you're standing like right here, they could still hack balcony and books. So there's no way to go down here and or go over here and block both of these PCs at the same time. So this PC down here is just bad combined with these two computers. Woohoo! You guys know there's a wallable spot right here? I didn't know that until Ryden was like, yo, did you know you could wall hop here? And I was like, what? I didn't know that. That's crazy. I think I suggested making this a broken door and moving this over here and then making this window open and then getting rid of something. Getting rid of this door or something. There's a lot of different ideas that I had for this area. I'm sure if you thought about it for long enough, you could come up with an optimal way to set this up. This tube is pretty bad because what are you going to camp? You're going to have to stand here while you're camping, and that's just, it's not going to work because they can come from the door or over here. So we moved the tube to this corner, which makes it a lot better because let's see, you have books, right, and balcony. And I said the balcony is right here. You could stand like right here or like right here even. That's why I wanted this window to be open so that you could stand like in the window. Also, we made this hot tub climbable because you could climb it with macro. So we wanted to make it climbable 100% of the time. Also, I think you could climb it randomly sometimes. It's like RNG. But if we put the tube in that corner and we have books and a balcony, right? Then if this door is closed, obviously, because they're hacking the computer, and somebody's trying to save from this door, you can run her from up the hot tub into this door and kill the guy here. And then if you have this tube, you could put him in there, and then you could still camp this guy at the same time. So it's like easy double kill. You could also just have this door open, right? And stand like right here if they're coming from over here, which is pretty dope. And then when they reposition all the way around the map, then you could try and chase this guy and kill this guy in books, you know? It's better over here. As it is right now, though, it's pretty bad because they could just save from here, like I said. Speaking about this tube, holy smokes. This is like the best tube in the map for if you want to kill somebody. Obviously, it's not close to that many doubles, but it's like extremely hard to save somebody here. Even if the beast walks all the way over here, it's still impossible to save somebody from right here because there's only one way to get through it. If you're blocking off this hole right here, there's only one way to save, and it's through the door right here. And obviously, if you're the beast, you could see from a really far distance. So this tube is a W tube. That's all I have to say about this tube. It's a W tube. You could do this trick as well, but I can't do it because I'm terrible. I don't know how people do this. It's like some weird macro thing, but you could actually do it legitly. I don't know how. Somebody teach me, please. We made this way easier to climb, though, in the other version, because obviously we want everybody to have a fair chance at doing it. Not just just gate men can do it. So we want to make this fair for everybody. It's also just better because there's so many times when I'm chasing somebody from like middle, and they're going to this window, and I want to climb up this thing to make it faster, and then they could just go to this vent. But it really would help if this was climbable to kill people. I mean, this tube is the worst tube in the entire game. That's a bit of an overstatement, but it's pretty bad. So first of all, there's two easy save routes. One from the window because you have this vent, so you can just keep pushing from the vent. Two, from this door, you could stand at either frickin' the window because this is not climbable. You could stand at this door if you wanted to and push from this door. Or you can push from this door even. Also, what are you going to camp at the same time? Are you going to camp kitchen at the same time? Because then they just go from the window and save. You're going to camp conference at the same time? Because then they just go from the window and save. And if you stand at the window, you're not camping any PC. So basically, having a tube here is just terrible. Like, I don't understand why this tube is right here. The only way we thought about fixing it is moving it back a little bit further. It still would not fix it at all because there's nothing you can camp at the same time. So I think we actually completely removed this tube and moved it somewhere else because where it is right now is just terrible. There is a world where we close off this wall and then make this have like indents in the bottom, so you could save from the bottom or from the bottom floor. but I think this window is actually like fine to have in the game. Like this room is just fine by itself, but having a tube in there, it just doesn't work. Also in our version, we made this elevator wall hoppable on the side so you can get up from there. I think that was a good idea for sure, because then you could do this fancy trick off the clock here where you just double jump and then wall hop on the sides of the elevator. I think that would be a really cool trick and people would enjoy it a lot. Talk about the conference PC right now. This PC, like I said earlier, is pretty bad because you can't camp it. You can't camp it with anything else. You can camp like this and this maybe, but still it's really bad because one person pushes from right here and the other person pushes from up here, right? Because there's usually a PC here. The other person just stands right here. This may seem like it's a good double to camp, but not really, because the amount of time it takes you to get up these stairs and over here is insane. Like it takes such a long amount of time. Maybe if you put the stairs on the opposite side, it would be better, because then you could stand like right here and then just walk up the stairs, and then it would be a really good double. Also, you could window climb from this chair onto this window, which is pretty cool. Also this, why is this a thing? Every other bush in the map is climbable, but not this one. Like, why? Also, this is like the one spot where it would actually be useful to have a window climb. So I don't understand why this is non-collidable, but you know, it is what it is. Please fix it. We fixed it, but please fix it. Brief. Wow. 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 Please fix these, since we're kind of close to right here. Show you some fancy tricks. You guys can double jump on pretty much all of these trees. Not this one, but this one you can double jump on. This one right here you can double jump on, and then you have to wait for your double jump again, and then you can double jump on this tree, which actually ironically makes this tube pretty bad because you could come from this window and do this, and then what's the beast gonna do? But this tube was kind of good. The problem with it was you didn't have any computers you could camp at the same time while you're using the tube. So we actually switched this tube with the Doomspire PC up here, because then this PC is just absolute death, and then you could put them in the Doomspire tube and camp downstairs and Gazebo at the same time. That tube being up there, here, let me show you where it would be. If the tube was like right here, I think it would still be like not the greatest though. So I want to try and find a way to make this tube have a better location. I think putting a PC out here is way better, because then you have two PCs, this and Shed, that are just complete death if they come from there. Also, it kind of makes Shed and Gazebo a double, because they're both death PCs. We call this a Doomspire PC, and this is the one that I was saying I was switching with the tube. If I edited this weirdly, I said I was gonna replace this PC with the tube in Gazebo and put the tube here. Right now, this PC, as it is right now, is like an okay double with conference, but it's still not particularly great, like I said before. I kind of like this PC as like an overall computer. Like if this window was open, like I said I wanted to do, then I would like this PC a lot better. I haven't seen anybody actually like try and come from this direction and try and catch someone off guard like this, because usually when you're hacking this PC, it's like you're looking like this way. So I think you could maybe catch someone off guard if you come from that direction, but I don't know. But yeah, right now I don't really like where this PC, I like the PC, but I don't really like the PC because it's not really a double with anything besides conference, and that's still a terrible double. So I like that we moved the PC to outside in Gazebo, because it's way more dangerous like that, and it makes a double with conference and or not conference, with Shed and Gazebo. In case you guys cared, you can window climb on from both sides on the couch and on this table over here, in case you cared. So if you have Shed and Gazebo with a PC there, you will be very happy. And even though it's not your conventional double, it's still a pretty good double because they're both very scary PCs to hack, especially if you're standing like right here. Also, I forgot to mention we opened this window as well in our version, so that then you could double jump to here and stand in that window. And that makes Shed and Gazebo even scarier, right? Because then you could come from right here and then come through the window, and they wouldn't even know that you're coming through the window. And you could also come from right here and then... Oh, we also opened up this window as well. So you could come from this window as well. The reason we put a window here is because we learned from playing this map that this event is actually really annoying to like push people out of if you're trying to abuse the vent. So the way we mitigated against that is we open this window. Obviously, if you're at the window up here, you can drop from either this side or this side, which is directly above the vent. So it makes the vent very scary. Makes the vent very scary. There's also this insane trick that I've never seen anyone do right here. Like even I made Ryden try this and he couldn't do it. Like in this version of the game, of course. It's like really hard to wall hop on this thing. Even by zooming, it's really hard to wall hop. You could actually wall hop all the way up and then get on top of this window here. I wanted to make it a short. I tried for like 30 minutes and I couldn't do it. So if anybody can do it, please send me a video. Thanks. I don't care who it is. But we made it way easier in the other version, especially since this window would be open. So we made this way easier. And then you could save the person by wall hopping on this thing. It's a really cool trick. And of course, if you fail, then you're probably gonna die because then they're just gonna chase you. TF2, my baby. Also, since we're talking about these weird siding tricks, you could do them like pretty much anywhere where there's siding. There's some fancy trick you could do. We made these way easier in our version because right now they are extremely hard for no reason. That's what she said. Also, some people don't like this vent because they think it's way too abusable, which it kind of is. In our version, we moved it a little bit closer to the door because we figured out that in this version you can easily abuse the vent and almost never die. So we moved it forward like 2 studs, but I think it's really good for transportation and it's a good way to get away from up here at the same time, as well as from this direction. It's just a better way and a faster way to like get out of certain situations, and I think it's fine because it's not close to any computers, so it's not like you can abuse it and hack a computer at the same time. It just helps for transportation, so I think this is a good vent. Also, since we're next to this vent, look at this fancy dancy trick that I could do. Wow, you can do it. Only on the chairs though, for some weird reason. I don't know why. It's so weird. Another version of this siding trick. Do this and then backwards head hitter stuff. Please delete these bushes and make it so you can go underneath this thing. I think it would just be cooler. I think going underneath stuff is just cooler than not going underneath stuff. You know what I'm saying? This tube is very bad because you can't really camp anybody. If you camp from up here, they're just gonna come from the door and save the guy. Or from this door even. It doesn't even matter. You can't camp any PC and this tube at the same time. So that's why it's pretty bad. So we actually moved this we moved that tube all the way out here. You can also glitch into this wall, and then sometimes you can even fall underneath the map. Very cool. Right there, where the barrels and boxes are, as kind of like a good tube for Gazebo and Shed, you know? Like, it's good to have a tube in between those 2 PCs. Also, that tube could still be good for like Conference and Gazebo. Like, it would still be an okay tube for that. This tube is okay, but the problem is that you could save from right here, and it's almost guaranteed because you have to Otherwise, if they couldn't save from there, hello, baller. You could stand right here the whole time, or camp this at the same time. But since this is here, you can't actually camp any computers at the same time because they're obviously just gonna save from up here. Another reason why I think we should make this have like ledges on the side so you can climb up to the second floor would make this tube a lot better. But the way we fixed it is we put a wall here and move the vent over a little bit so it would fall down in the cabinet, which makes this a lot better because then you could just sit like right here. Also, we made this way easier to climb the window because you could do it right now, but it's like complete RNG and it's really annoying. So we made it way easier. If we did do that though, I feel like we would move the tube farther into the corner. Because right now it would be, you'd have to save from all the way over there. So right now it's okay, but you have to find a way to fix this thing right here. Please fix this weird barrier, brother. Honestly, just don't even put a barrier here. Like, there's no reason to put a barrier here. Please fix this as well. It's a cool trick. They could obviously just hit you from here, but still, it's really stupid. This PC is kind of meh because it's not really double with the other downstairs PC, which Ryden and I have tried to fix, which I'll talk about when I go to the other computer. But as for this, the only shelf that is climbable is this one, by the way, and you could get on top of the computer like this, which is I find really funny that this is the only shelf that's climbable when this one and this one can be useful. We made this and this climbable so then you could get through the windows easier instead of having to jump. So then if somebody's hacking these PCs, you could obviously just like runner to here and then chase them. But this PC is not overall scary. Like, you could, if you come from this direction, they're gonna hear you and they're just gonna run to the window. If you come from here, you're just gonna be looking here and then you can run to the window. And if they come from the window, you could just go to this window right here and then run away in a multitude of directions, up the stairs, over there, up the stairs, over here through the vent, over here through the stairs. This PC, not overall the scariest PC. We wanted to try and fix it somehow, but we couldn't really think of a way to make this a scarier PC, especially with this tube right here. Like, this PC and this tube are pretty good. They go hand in hand pretty well, especially if this door is open. So the only way to save in this tube is from right here and from right there. So whichever direction the survivor is pushing from, you just push them out while the other person is hacking. Also, you can climb on this chair to get into this window. Very cool. I think we also put like a stone right here so you could climb on this window. Makes it a little bit more scary. That way you can come from like this direction, pretend to open this door, and then window climb on here if they try and go that way. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, this PC is not the greatest compared, or when paired with the other downstairs PC. It is pretty good when you have shed and this PC. Maybe we should move the PC like right here. Then you can camp this and shed. You just stand like right here. Because then obviously if someone goes to shed, it's just death. Yeah, I actually like that idea. If we move the PC here instead. Oh, I forgot about the coolest trick in the entire game. Belly sliding. Woohoo! Yahoo! We need more of this. Make this more somewhere else. Also, small thing, make this rock not go through the floor because it's kind of ugly. Speaking of shed, it is literal death. Ryden and I tested this and he killed me a lot of the times. It's possible. You have to get like extremely lucky to survive shed PC. You could even kill people like without runner here because the light likes to glitch a lot of the time. But shed is like a WPC. Like, this reminds me of Double Blue, except it's just one PC, so it's not, like, absolutely terrible. And like I said, Shed could be a double with a Gazebo PC if you ever get it, so... And it could give you a guaranteed 1 out of 3, so that's pretty cool. Alright. 1. Why is this vent... What? Why? Why is this vent a thing? It doesn't help anything. Just, like, freaking get rid of the protrusions in the wall and get rid of the vent, and it will be the exact same. Please. I don't know why this event is a thing. It's dumb. It has no purpose. Just like Mr. Die. Also, did you guys know you could glitch out of the map right here? Whoa! Crazy! Alright, finally, this PC. It's pretty bad how it is right now. Like, you just hold this door open, and then boom. And obviously, if they come from literally any direction up here, you will hear them. The farthest they could go is right there on this side, and you will hear them from down here because that's 60 studs. If they come from, the only way that you could probably not hear them is if you come from here. Oh no, you could still hear them then, because this is definitely 60 studs. From here to the PC, it's definitely 60 studs. So no matter where you are, you could hear them for sure. And then you just shut the door and run away. This vent is, again, useless. I don't know why it's a thing. Like, please get rid of it. It just makes it more annoying for the beast. So the way we fix this is we move this wall to where it's like right here is where it cuts off. So you could like barely see a little bit, a sliver of the hallway if you're hacking like this. And then we also move the door to over here. Moving the wall helps you get to here faster, obviously. We tested it, and about like right here you can hear the beast. You'd have to run from here to the door in that amount of time that they're using runner from here, which we tested it, and it's pretty much death every time, which is good. Obviously you're gonna have this door open if you're hacking, so which makes this PC a lot more dangerous, because as it is right now it's just free. So we made this a door right here. We might have actually made it a hole in the wall, which makes way more sense, actually, now that I think about it. As it is right now, you would just run up here and then double jump up to this bush area right here. And it's a free escape every time, so we changed it. Also, this area is, like, completely useless. Like, as Survivor, you're going to die here no matter what. Putting a door here actually changed the purpose of this area as well. We also made this cabinet not have a barrier on it, which is cool. And then this vent would actually have a use if it was a little bit closer. Then you could escape this area right here, which I think if you get yourself stuck in this area, it should be really hard to escape from anyway. So yeah, we fixed up this area a little bit so that you can actually maybe escape from it, but it's pretty much death. And we also got rid of the barrier on this cabinet, just to make it a little bit easier again for the Survivor if they get stuck here somehow. Also, did you know that this doesn't have a barrier on it? Please put a barrier on this. Thanks. We're going to do a very quick ranking for this one because the video is already over 40 minutes long, so here we go. Design, I'm going to give it a 6, just for the fact that it is very much cluttered everywhere. Everything is not optimized at all. There are billions of berries everywhere, and the outside of the map looks like absolute garbage. It's also a Survivor-sided map right now. Could have been designed way better. Layout, I'll give it a 7, because the only reason is because of the tricks that are in this map, and I just like the way that it's structured with the 3 floors and then some random areas that are in the corners of the map. I like how it's structured, so I'm going to give it a 7. Balance, I'm going to give it a 5, and I know some people are going to disagree with me on this, but this map is way more balanced than you think. It's just because you guys don't actually play the map that you think that it's not balanced and you think it's impossible to win as Beast. It's not. I've beaten insane players on this map, okay? So, it's balanced. And for gameplay, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 because it's my favorite map, and the gameplay on it, every time I play on it, it makes me literally jizz my pants. So, it is the greatest map of all time, and yes, I will not take anything away from it. That makes for a 28 out of 40, putting it 7 points above School, and honestly, that is where I would put it. In terms of maps on my list, I would put Mansion above School, so this makes sense. So yeah, that's my ranking. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys learned a little bit. I hope you guys play Mansion now, because you finally know all the tricks and tips that I have shared with you, all the insight that I've given you, all the knowledge, the deep knowledge. And yeah, hopefully in the future this map gets fixed. Ryden and I have been working really hard, mostly Ryden has been working really hard on the Haunted Mansion changes. So hopefully Brief can take a look at it and be like, yo, these are actually kind of cool. And hopefully they get implemented into the game. But yeah, that's about it for me. Happy Monday. Have a good rest of your week. I'll see you on Saturday for the live stream. And yeah, bye-bye, y'all. Yeah.